just me. Anybody that could read the patch notes could see that pretty clearly. That this was going to be a more Magicka-focused meta. And it is becoming that, absolutely. You could still maybe make a... you can make a stand build viable, sure. You can run out there. But if you want to go kill big groups and you're outnumbered, you better hope you have some detonate builds mixed in your group or you're fucked. Straight up. You got no shot. So, Thieves Guild overall, from a PvP perspective, what else did we get? We got Siege rebalance. That should have happened last patch. That came in. That's wonderful. That's the only changes we got, really, from a PvP perspective. They put in a whole new zone, a whole new trial. Trials are long overdue. That's great. You didn't scale up the old trials. Biggest miss of the patch, probably. If you're a PvE player, you have one trial to do. That's max level. The rest of them are still old and outdated. That fucking blows. It really does. So you have one trial to do for 5 months. So, I guess this is what I wonder about. This is a thing I don't get. How do you expect to keep players that play this game actively? Because MMOs are not purely casual. By nature, you have people playing with their friends all the time, every week. They want to put together events. They want to go do different trials. They want to go do PvP events and all this shit. As far as Cyrodiil goes, you've added one poor DLC in the course of 2 years of this game. Imperial City. It's incomplete. It's typically empty. It's not a good DLC. It was great when it came out, when there was people there, but if you don't have a reason for people to go there, it's shitty. Okay. But again, the real big miss is the trials. There's no endgame PvE even for people. So what does this tell me? This tells me they are geared to just selling boxes to people that are new to the game. They just want to pull in new players. They just want to file them in, buy their box, get in the game. A certain percentage of them are going to spend money in the Crown Store. They're going to make money. And I get it, ZeniMax, your business. You need to make money. It's profitable for you. I get it. But how do you expect to maintain and go the distance if that is all you do? And that's what they're geared on. I mean, this new content and stuff, it's great if you're doing other stuff at the same time as it. If you're bouncing PvP, if you're scaling up the content, if you're doing that stuff while you add a Thieves Guild, a whole zone that's focused around stealing. I spent a little time in the Thieves Guild just to get a taste of it, just to figure out what's really there. A quest line, a whole zone. There's so much content in Thieves Guild. It's not overwhelming, but what I'm saying is there's so much time and effort put into Thieves Guild, and in reality, it's only going to feed into players that are purely like into not really what keeps a long-term MMO player engaged in the game. It really doesn't. And that's why BDO came out. So many people moved to BDO. A lot of people did move there. Not as huge amount as will move to other games. A lot of the big PvP players talk about moving to like Camelot, Unchained. I don't know. I'm not crazy about any of the games coming out for MMOs. But the point is, there's a lot of people playing ESO that are just waiting for something else. That's all they're doing. They're just waiting to move somewhere else. And I almost feel like ZeniMax has accepted it at this point. They know if you play this game long enough, you're going to hit a wall and be like, hey, this game, it doesn't really hold you as a long-term player. And they move on. They go somewhere else. They do something else. It's very frustrating to log in. And I see it in more and more of my streams. There's people that played this game that just don't play anymore. And they come in, they're like, yeah, I can't stay in the game anymore, but I come watch your stream. I mean, you see it on the forums. There's so many people, oh, I'm done. I'm out. I've been here forever. I'm out. People that have been here since deep in the beta. and they're just leaving. And this happens every patch. And that should send a message to you. When every patch you lose long-term players more and more. But it doesn't. Like, they're happy. This is business as usual at ZeniMax, what they're doing. Shouldn't be surprised by any of it. It's the same thing. It's just the same bullshit over and over. We used to do We Are ESO. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think that's done. I think We Are ESO is done. I don't think Lefty has much interest in this game. I don't want to speak for any streamers here, but I'm just going to tell you my general vibes. I don't think Lefty has any interest in this game. I know King's not happy that I've talked to him, and I don't blame him. He gets depressed playing this game. He literally just doesn't want to do it. Cypher's been having fun on his Nightblade. Hasn't had fun on some of the other classes that they apparently didn't bounce too well, and of course they can't bounce them too well. And they don't bounce for players that want to do this small-scale stuff. Because here's the thing, we've given you the answer. It's removing AoE caps, okay? Like, that is the first big step you needed to fix PvP, and you didn't do it. You're not even willing to try it. You're not willing to budge on it. I can't understand it. They're so scared to change this game. And it just goes to show the people bouncing this game, sorry to beat up on you, Roble. This is your department. You guys, you don't know what you're doing as far as bounce goes. And I feel bad for Roble. Roble has way too many jobs in this game. Roble's wearing way too many hats, is how you'd say it at a job. He has this hat, that hat, and this one. Like, he's doing too many roles, too many functions. He can't do them well, okay? So it's not technically purely Roble's fault. Everything comes from up top. I don't know how the hierarchy is at ZeniMax. I don't know if Rich Lambert's right above Roble. I think he is. But even above him is Matt Firer. So it's probably your fault, Matt. Maybe there's someone above you. But for today, we're going to blame you, Matt. This is your fault. You're allowing people to come in here and make shit patches, shit bouncing changes, and you're happy with it. You're saying, hey, guys, good job. You came on here in January and did your podcast with the ESO Live, and we're really happy with the state of the game. We're going to keep the ball rolling. Those are literally phrases you fucking used. And I can't believe you have the nerve to use shit like that. I mean, I get it. You have to, because what are you going to say? Hey, the game's shitty. I hope to do better next. But you use those words. I get it. You have to be the spokesman. And it's just a lie, though. It's fucking terrible, man. It's brutal. You guys did a giveaway of $1 million this year to get people to buy your box. And you've done other shit too. You know, I saw this past week. It was very interesting. I wasn't streaming one night, and I saw a big time WoW streamer playing ESO, Tally. I actually follow Tally. He's a good streamer. He's been streaming for a very long time. He's got a big following. Tally was streaming, and at the very same time Tally was streaming, we had Jenna Marbles streaming, who ESO has paid in the past to do promotion for them. So it's kind of a coincidence right after Thieves Guild drops that a famous WoW Raider player and Jenna Marbles both just happen to be streaming your game at the same time. And I go and I look at Tally, so I go check his stream out while he's playing, and on his page he has Elder Scrolls Online. He's selling Elder Scrolls at the very top of his page. You know, so it's pretty clear ZeniMax has gone and pursued these streamers to pay them to advertise their game. They're dumping money into people to sell their game, to sell their box, to get it out there. It's good for advertising, I guess. But I guess what pisses me off about it, it's not a jealousy thing, and I have nothing against those streamers. Good for them for doing it and everything. But it's from ZeniMax's perspective that they have people streaming their game and they completely tune them out because they don't like what we have to say. They don't like the criticism that we will give them. And if we criticize the game at all, they're unwilling to engage us at all. Like when I first started streaming at the like later part of last year, I started streaming. My stream was young. I wasn't subbed. I started putting out builds of my Stamsork. And ZeniMax came and they asked me, they said, hey, we'd like to host you for our builds and or your builds and put them on our site and stuff. I said, sure, that sounds great. Here's my build. You know, it's on my YouTube. Feel free to host it if you want on your site or on your Twitter. And they said, cool, that'd be great. The very next week, we did our first We Are ESO, and they heard what I had to say on there. ZeniMax never talked to me again after that. They didn't like what I had to say. They didn't want to come and say, hey, we heard what you had to say on your podcast, and we wanted to talk to you about it. And here's what we're looking to do. And what do you think about this? And how can we change that? Nothing. No willingness to communicate. ZeniMax is not willing to communicate. They made a whole thread about AoE caps when we talked about that, only because of the community coming together and making such a uproar about AoE caps did they say, hey, we'll make a thread about it. They made a thread and never replied to AoE caps. That was their way of talking about it. I mean, come on. They're not even trying to talk about anything. They're operating on their own fucking accord. They don't give a shit about what we have to say. That's basically my point in all this. If you say anything negative, they're going to tune you out. They don't give a fuck about you. And that's pretty much the role I fall into in this game. I've been tuned out. They don't give a shit about me or King or Lefty. Cypher's done more for this game, so they care more about what he has to say. And Cypher's tread a fine line. And I get it. Like, he wants this game to do well. We all do. Some of us are more willing to be openly negative about it, myself included, because I don't have any patience for some of the dumb choices that they've made and their inability to change things that are so obviously broken. You know, I get it that you want to sell the game to casuals, but if you make the game too casual, you're going to lose everybody that wants to stick around with the game. And it becomes a game that just sells boxes to people that play it for a few months and then they move on. And that's pretty much their business model. So I guess what I'm getting at is, for a long-term play in this game, it's not ideal anymore. They're not going to work with you. If you want to play this game for a long time and like play it like you would in an MMO, like, hey, I've been playing this for years, that's not the kind of game they're making. They've decided to go a different route, to just sell shit to people that haven't heard of the game, that maybe just want to try it. Maybe they want to catch your eye and you come in and you fuck around and you like that skin and you buy some shit in the Crown store. That's what their model is. They're trying to make money before it goes under. It's very clear. I mean, it's just making money until the next thing comes along and it's completely wiped off the map. That's what's going to happen. How long until that happens, I don't know, because there's no impressive MMOs I've seen that are coming on the horizon. I will keep playing ESO a little bit, but I'm going to be streaming a lot more Paragon than this. Mainly because ESO, mainly ZeniMax, is not a place that is, it's not a good place to grow. ZeniMax is really just, it doesn't work for me. Like, they don't want to accept criticism. They don't want to deal with communication. If you see them on the forums responding to your threads, they're just jerking you off. They don't give a fuck about what you have to say. They really don't. Not unless you're out there and it's turning them dollar bills. Deltia, another streamer I really like, and I like Deltia. And Deltia's been more positive on the game. He's even said Thieves Guild is a pretty poor patch overall. There's so many bugs in Thieves Guild. You have to understand. Thieves Guild came in, fuckload of bugs. There's so many bugs in this. Here's the worst thing, before I go on to what I was about to say. You had a PTS up for a fucking month, and what is on live is not what was on PTS. What I tested on PTS and the rest of us is not what came to live. There are so many bugs on live that were not in PTS. How do you consider that acceptable? To say, hey, we're going to test this patch for a month, and when we throw it into production, we're going to go ahead and just put in a different patch, just a different one. Hey, we made some modifications. In other words, you put in a lot of fucking bugs that were never on the PTS. We couldn't even discover them. And you just threw it in live. That is how shitty you push patches. It's disgraceful. And again, it comes to the top, man. And you're happy with that. Nobody loses their fucking job over that. You can push out the shittiest patches you could dream of. They could have as many bugs as you want in it. Performance could drop to an all-time low, and nobody's gonna lose their job. Nobody blinks an eye over at ZeniMax. They don't care. They'll go in the forums and say, hey, we realize there's issues, and thank you for your patience. No one has patience for this shit anymore. They're fucking leaving the game if they've stuck around long enough to see this happen 5, 10 times. This is what you guys do. This is your business as usual. And it's terrible. You cannot function like that. You should be ashamed of yourselves, ZeniMax. It's terrible how you operate. Your patches are a fucking mess. I can't believe you pushed this shit out. I really can't. The fact that you can get away with this, it's fucking criminal. It really is. But moving on to what I'm saying. Someone that supports your game like Delta, he can go and say, hey, having a lot of crashes. And in 30 minutes, he will get replies from Gina Bruno, because Gina Bruno will follow you on Twitter. She'll keep up to date with you, because you're giving her thumbs up all over the place, okay? And I'm not being negative to Deltia, so don't you dare go to his stream and say it, because I love Deltia. I do, and he's a good streamer. And if you want to get into ESO, he's an awesome guy to go to, because he has a lot of resources, and he's put a lot of work into this game, and so has Cypher. The rest of us have also put in work on our own respective builds, but those two, when I look at ESO, those are guys that have dedicated a lot of time and a lot of resources helping this game, okay? So they deserve that help. They deserve that attention. But so do other people that have helped you too, and you don't give a fuck about them because you don't like the way they talk about you. You're not willing to engage them. You're really not willing to engage Deltia too. You'll go and talk to him. You'll give him your own private time with him, but it's because you have to guarantee that he's going to say positive stuff about you. And that's really fucking pathetic on your part. They did this whole guild meeting. You guys know they do guild meetings with the community. Let me tell you how a guild meeting goes with the community, okay? Because I've been there. They get the trade guilds together, okay? The PvP guilds, they came together too.
Son of a bitch.
We made a guild group to get together. The PvP guilds, they wouldn't talk to us alone. We had to engage the trade guilds to actually get ZeniMax's attention, to get them together and talk with us, and we did that. Okay? They put together the meeting. ZeniMax comes in, they say, listen, give us your questions and we'll answer what we want. And if we don't like your questions or you get out of line, we're going to ban you, like from the TeamSpeak. We got together in a TeamSpeak with them. If they didn't like what we had to say, they'd just they'd just tune you out. They'd shut you out. Meeting's over. This meeting's adjourned. You know, it's such a one-sided, unbelievable way of communication. It's fucking pathetic. And what it says is you're not willing to work with us. You don't want to work with us. You're not willing to bounce. You don't even know what bounce is. You don't have the resources. You're incompetent. There's all these things. Like, it just screams incompetence. It's terrible. It really is. So this game, going down the future, this is what you're going to keep pushing. You're going to push patches like this. They're going to come in with bugs that you spend 2 months fixing, and half those bugs you will never fix. You're going to push them out to the next one. So in Dark Brotherhood, we're going to have half the bugs we're dealing with now, you're going to fix them in Dark Brotherhood. And half those bugs, you're going to fix them by changing mechanics. You're going to say, hey, we couldn't fix that, so we just changed how it worked. We put in a new mechanic. Now when you gap close, people get stuck. Maybe now, next patch, when you gap close, you'll just fucking fall through the world. Who the fuck knows? You'll change things and just operate however you want. So that's how you push patches. That's what every patch is going to be going forward. Because there's no accountability on ZeniMax's part. There's nobody upset that you push garbage patches out every single patch. That's what you do. It's unbelievable. It really is. I can't believe people still stick around as long as we have. So my playtime will slowly decrease in this game. I want to make builds for the people. I love the community in this game. I really do. I love the people that have supported my stream. I love the people I talk to in the forums. I love the people I fight with and against in the game. There's a huge community in this game I've grown to really enjoy playing with. And I don't want to abandon them. It's so hard not to. It really is, playing this game sometimes. It's painful. It really is. But I don't know what choice you leave me with sometimes, ZeniMax. You're not willing to work with the community. That's right in front of you. Go look at the forums. Go look on any fucking sub-forum on your forums. And you have a bunch of people going in there and saying, hey guys, please be respectful in your poses. Go fuck yourself being respectful. You guys aren't even replying. You're not addressing stuff that's been in the game for a year plus. For a year plus it's been in the game. You want us to be respectful? You know, get some competent people pushing patches here. Stop doing these mega patches where you put in 150 new changes. That's not how you fix the game. That is not how you bounce. Do one big patch, and not big, but let's call it medium. Do one medium patch every month or month and a half, okay? And say, here's 30 new changes. We're gonna make sure these 30 new changes work before we put in 30 new changes, and then new ones. It's pretty simple, right? You would think so. You'd think so, but no. Not for you guys. For you guys, you want to put in 150 new changes every 5 months, and it breaks the game. It changes the meta. It shakes everything up. We never get bounced. Everything's broken all the time. It's just the same shit over and over. How can you expect people to tolerate this shit? How can you expect them to go on playing this shit? I don't get it. It's the same thing over and over. So between your inability to communicate with us, you don't want to work with the people that are passionate about this game, that actually understand the game. You want to go pursue big-time people to get them to come sell your game. You want to give away $1 million to some guy that's not even reached veteran rank just for people to come fucking spend a little bit of money on your fucking game? Is that what you're really interested in? Then so be it. That's the route you've chosen. The players will choose theirs. At this point, I feel it's on me to communicate what you really are. So that's really what this rant's all about. Because I'm just tired of it. I can't deal with it anymore. I will play the games a bit more. I'll play it until you either ban me or I get tired of playing it. But holding back on this game, the direction it's going, where it's going, I won't do that anymore. There will be no more kindness from me, because you really don't deserve it anymore. You know, until you really reach out and deal with the people that are on your forums. They spend more time on your forums than you spend actually fixing shit. I don't know. You got fucking interns balance this game or coding it, man, because we're running into the same problems every patch, and it's fucking awful. It really comes, again, I'm blaming the leadership. I'm not really blaming Roble or something. Roble, I feel, is the most overworked, overblamed guy at this company. And you'll see me beat up on him on my stream, but it comes from the top down. And companies like this, if they feel this is acceptable, it's because the leadership finds it acceptable, okay? So Mr. Matt Fyro or whoever the fuck's above you, man, it's probably you or Rich Lambert, this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable anymore. And I can't believe the patches you push out, the communication you've give us, the tone. I've actually talked to Rich once. He came after one of our ESO lives. I might as well cut loose on everything while the gloves are off. We did one of our podcasts, one of our ESO, We Are ESOs, and he came to join us and say, I think it was episode number 6 we did, and he tuned in to watch it because we tried to be more kind, we tried to be more constructive in there, and he comes and he stops in our team speak after we were done, and he's like, well, guys, I was able to tolerate your podcast a little more this time around. I didn't even bother watching your last 4 because, you know, they're so negative. Like, this one was actually tolerable. Thanks. Thanks for coming into our TeamSpeak to tell us our content is fucking tolerable to your taste. You want to know, like, at that point, I just want to respond. I didn't, but I feel like saying thanks, man. You know, your ESO lives, your last 6 suck dick. Thanks for bringing on the artists to talk about how you made fucking buildings and what polygon models you used in your music. I was really interested in that while I'm getting gap closer spammed in PvP and I can't fucking move. You know, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the buffs on a class that's being dogged down repeatedly, patch after patch. You know, I can't believe somebody's coming in and saying that shit. I really couldn't. But that's the limit of my communication I've had with Rich before. And it wasn't really good. It really wasn't. So, good luck with the game. I will play it out a bit more, but I don't have a long future in this game, I don't think. We'll see how it goes. But unless you guys start doing something seriously different at your company, you're going to continue to lose big-time players that have stuck with your game. You've already lost a good chunk. There's a lot of people that have already signed out. They're just waiting for their next game to come out. Get your shit together, or you'll continue to lose people. If your business model is just to sell to people that have no idea what your game actually is, then go for it. If a player comes to this game and they've never played it, sure, there's lots of content for them to enjoy. But if that's all you're selling, then you're not really a traditional MMO. You're not building for what a traditional MMO really is. And that is really, you know, taking care of that endgame material, giving people something to go at. And more than anything, fixing the problems that you have in the game. You always marketed this game as endgame PvP. That's a joke. Citadel's been broken since the lighting patch. That's a long fucking time ago that it's been broken. But you know what? You're cool with that. Your leadership's alright with that because you don't give a fuck about the PvP environment. And that should be very clear to all you guys that PvP in this game. They don't give a fuck about you. They really don't. Bounce, they don't give a fuck about it. Your lag and Citadel, they don't give a fuck about it. Don't worry, we're working on it, guys. How long have you been hearing that line for? You're going to be hearing it for a while because they have nobody fixing it. Because they have no solution. They don't care about it. They fucked up how to fix it. And here's the reality. The way they would have fixed it is to not put in that anti-bot code, but they put that in. And what they ended up doing, they got rid of bots, but they ruined Citadel performance. They lost so many players from PvP that there's no point investing the resources they need to fix PvP. There's not enough people in PvP for them to fix it. The money doesn't warrant what it would take to change the game, so it's not going to change. That's the reality. So if you're waiting for that magical patch coming, it's not coming. It's never going to come. It's not worth the money. They don't care about you.
You son of a bitch.
That's as clear as I can get on that. This game is going to be for doing quests, PvP, or PvE rather, roleplay shit. That's it. So if you're looking to get this game and you just want to do some PvE content, then buy it up.
Son of a bitch.
Because you'll have lots of great content to play. I'm not lying. There's a lot of good stuff there. But if you want to get in this game for long-term PvP, you're sick of your other MMO and you want to try this out, my suggestion is look anywhere else because this is not the game for you. Okay? PvP is not going in a positive direction. Arenas, they're not coming this year. Good luck. Maybe 2017. You can hope for it. And they'll probably suck dick. And even worse, the bounce isn't going to be fixed. That'll be even worse. So, there's ESO. There's Thieves Guild for you. Good luck with Dark Brotherhood. Thanks for fucking over everybody that plays Stamina. We appreciate you saying, hey guys, we realize we didn't buff any Stamina. We'll get to you in 5 months. You think that's acceptable bounce? It's not. It's fucking disgraceful. But that's how you operate these days. So good luck with that. That's pretty much it. That's my rant, my review of Thieves Guild. Hope you guys enjoy it.